Hey, Old Boar here. In this video, we're going to be putting in the Baltimore Penn station. These really nice stations require Railway 2 train networks, so if you don't know how to put those in, see the previous video. You can also check out my entire first series dedicated to Railway 2. So first we need to start with a road that's fairly level. So I'm going to get my terrain heights and I'm going to raise this end up. I'll check my terrain heights again, just right click and you can see it in the top left. This one's 88, this one's 85. So now I'm going to use the Network Multi-Tool and the Set Slope mode to bring these roads fairly level. Now we need to level out the terrain, and I'm going to get the height from my road. This Baltimore Penn station has sunken train tracks. I'm going to put in a little 4-unit road so that I can put parking in front of the station. I'll stretch it out to about 18 units. So I want to take the terrain height at the track level and level that out in front of it. If you see your train tracks disappear, just undo it. So I want to create a slope up to the next height there. Right click on the bottom and right click at the top and just drag your slope up. To stretch the train tracks, we're going to go out in units of 9, so I'm coming out 18 so that the catenaries are even. And I'm going to use Network Multi-Tool to connect those two tracks. This is the train line going to Northampton. And I'm going to use a parallel mode because I'm taking 2 other train lines out to different parts of the map. Instead of just eyeballing it, you might want to measure it. Just put it up next to the track, measure it out, and now you know you're 16 units apart. I'm going to put 2 of those in. And we'll connect those up. To create our train line, we're going to get down below so we can see we've got the line connected. And we're going to connect it on the inside of that island station in Northampton. I'm going to show you a little bit about a mod called Improved Public Transport 2. If you go to the lines overview, we can see some of the functions here. And you want to select types. I have 2 trains installed here, the ALC 42 5-car and the 4-car. You can see the 4 to the right there. We'll add the 4-car in the beginning because the 5-car carries too many passengers for this population. So we're going to add the 4-car train. We're going to unpause the game You can change the line color here. We're going to wait until this train is halfway between the 2 points. So now that our train is about to the halfway point, we're going to add another vehicle. It's only going to add the vehicles we have selected in the types. Now you can see that our train's appeared and it's departed. The train should meet halfway between the 2 stations. The more passengers you get, it's going to take a little bit longer for them to load, so you can adjust that later on. So I'm going to use 2 of the little parking lots, and then I'll put in pedestrian path to fill in those spaces. I'm also going to put in the grass road so that the cars don't park on those roads. I'm just using Move It here to adjust those. You can use the Surface Painter mod, but I just like to put in pedestrian paths. I like to put in a layer of bare trees first. These really give a lot of detail to your scene. I'm going to level this up just a bit so that the parking is level. I've got several tree brushes. I like to have several different brushes to allow me to paint whatever I want. So I'm going to stretch in a fence here. We're going to put a fence in so that pedestrians don't walk out into the road from the parking lot. And while you still have that selected, you want to raise up the height of the fence. If you can't get the fence where you want, just ctrl+z and go back. Otherwise, you can stretch out your road, put your fence where you want. On this particular asset, you'll have to put in the little pillar on the end. Now I'm going to start to detail out the area around the station. Of course, you want to detail out to your liking and to whatever your computer can handle. I like to have a few trees in the tag that I use so that I can plop those down. If you can't quite get the bushes, place them outside and then move them in with Move It. Sometimes the fence networks, they drop down again because you've moved something. You can't quite get that node. So we're going to stretch out the road here, get the node, raise it back up, hold down on Alt to put your road back in. I'm really liking these decals that I found. They give a lot of realism to the scene. With the new prop control mod, you can use the comma key to make those smaller and the period key to make them bigger. This little decal I like. It looks like leaves have fallen underneath the trees. The map theme makes the parking lots a really light color, but even so, these decals really make it look more realistic. Depending on your map theme, you'll see the road wear a lot more clearly. So once I added my layer of trees and then the decals, I'm going to put in a layer of grass. I like to do my detail in layering. If you want to learn how to use prop control and tree control, check out my series for beginners on detailing using mods. It takes a while to learn the assets that are in your collection. Once you do, you can really add the detail. So that's the Baltimore Penn Station. We're going to do a lot of detailing on the bridges and connections. These are really nice assets that add great amounts of realism to your cities. So thanks for watching the Old Boar Plays City Skylines. Take care now.